What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host that wants you to write something you want me to say in an intro in the comments, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady. Seriously, I'll say anything, as long as it's YouTube friendly, but even if it's not and it's super funny, I'll do my censorship thing and I'll probably try to work it in there. This story's called Long Story About Random IDontWorkHereLady Encounters. So I spent about 3 years working for the Golden Arch fast food place while I worked through my second attempt at college. I was taking a full course load at night school and working whatever hours I could, so I closed there on the nights I didn't have classes. This is relevant because I also lived in a small town and attended a satellite campus. After about 9 p.m., the only things open were 2 gas stations and the Blue Vest 24-hour superstore. My uniform at the time was company supplied and consisted of a red button-down with the logo on the left breast, big golden arches, and black pants. The superstore uniform was a blue or green polo and brown pants, not even remotely similar. I typically ended work around midnight, and my fiancé at the time had to leave for work at around 5 in the morning. I'd be exhausted after work, but to get an hour's worth of cleaning done in the allotted half hour, I would run full tilt and get a little keyed up. Going home and sitting quietly after that big burst of energy was awkward, so I often found myself just wandering at the superstore in the middle of the night trying to wind down. It's noteworthy that my mother also worked at the superstore I would visit while she worked, trying to relax enough to go home and go to bed. Because of my mother's stories and my wanderings, I ended up learning a lot about the store. This is relevant. I'm also a bit of a jote, or a jack of all trades. I know a little bit on a lot of subjects, and I've read a lot of packages out of boredom, so I usually had useful information about any given product. I told you all that to tell you the following. The ridiculous number of times that people thought I worked for Superstore is incredible. I mean, yeah, I was wearing a uniform, wandering around without a shopping cart, but it was completely the wrong uniform. I mean, you'd think the golden M on my red shirt would give it away. I may have started it sometimes. I'd hear someone ask their friend or muse aloud about a product, and I'd offer my opinion or tell them where the markers were. Then, next thing you know, someone asked me where the aspirin was. Then there'd be 2 or 3 people standing in line waiting to ask me a question. It was kind of fun sometimes. I got to do the fun part of the job without any repercussions. I chatted about lures in the fishing department, recommended daffodils over tulips in the garden department. I convinced a guy in electronics to upgrade his TV while he was buying a Blu-ray player, and helped an older lady read package labels in the canned soup section for her newly low-sodium husband. And the best part was, I couldn't get in trouble for anything, cause I didn't work there. Most people were easily turned away with, "Sorry, I don't actually work here, I was just helping my friend out, but I'm sure you can find an employee at whatever location." But there were a few. One example was, gentleman who was uncomfortably warm. The store had a habit of turning the AC off at night to save money. In the summer, the building got rather toasty. "I'm hot." Yes, it is quite warm in here. They turn the AC off at night to save power.
"Well, what about customers?"
I guess they figure since there's not as many at night.
"Well, fix it."
Dude, chill. It's about 75 degrees in here. It's really not that hot. There's no need to yell.
"How dare you talk to me that way?"
"How dare you talk to me that way?"
"You're the manager. Fix it."
I wish. I work across the street. He stares at me. I stare back, scowling.
You really don't work here?"
"Uh-huh." He walks away, looking bewildered. During this 3-year span, the store did a full remodel, which involves relocating every single piece of merchandise as far from its original position as possible, while simultaneously making the floors 25% more slippery and painting the walls an even uglier color. They do this every 10 years or so, which is why that store now now has walls that alternate between Battleship Gray and Baby Crap Orange by department, and floors one could play hockey on. But I digress. This particular remodel was in 2009. Remodel work happens overnight when there are, theoretically, fewer customers in the store, particularly considering the town had a population of less than 4,000. I rather enjoyed watching the work being done, as it was incredibly efficient. Those huge 50-foot long, 10-foot shelves, you know they can stick a set of wheels under them and half a dozen guys can just shove 8 or 10 of them together without moving a single piece of merchandise? So I'm standing there watching the guys lay new flooring. They're so fast, it looks like a time-lapse video. This lady walks up to me, standing by the caution tape. "Where are the markers?" I think. That was the department anyway. I shrug. They're working on the floor to the craft department. I'm pretty sure the markers are in that stack of shelves. I point to the series of about 10 shelves pushed within millimeters of each other. "Well, how am I supposed to get markers?" I gesture at the rapidly working team. I've watched them do this a few times now. I think they'll have the shelves back in about an hour. "I need the markers!" "I don't know what to tell you, hun. They'll be done soon." "I need them now!" At this point, several men from the remodel team look up. I wave them back. They've seen me watching them for about 5 nights in a row now, and no, I don't work there, but shrug and keep going. I shrug. "I don't know what to tell you. Either wait an hour or come back 2 hours ago before they move the shelves." She's visibly befuddled by this comment, but keeps getting angrier. "Move them now and get me markers!" What do you think I can do? I'm quietly laughing my ass off inside because I don't get to do this routine at my job. She's flat out screaming, full Karen mode deployed. "Do your freaking job and get me what I asked for!" I turn to face her fully, wait for a 10 count, then slowly raise my left hand and tap my fingers against the Golden Arches logo embroidered on my left breast. She stares. I stare. I wait, then I tap again. Then she stares, and I wait. I swear, I watched her hair actually deflate from the raised position as she awkwardly looked me over from head to toe. Then, at a glacial speed, she turned and took 2 steps away from me. Then she bolted for the exit. I watched her leave the building at a full run. The cashier looked back at me quizzically, and all I could do was grin and turn back to watching the crew work. That was a good night. You know what? That's actually a really pleasant story. I know usually the I Don't Work Here Lady stories go a similar way, but this one, honestly pretty similar to the other ones, but I don't know why. This one sticks out. I like the writing style, maybe? It was a good story. I'm really digging OP's sense of humor here. And honestly, I agree. Going to Walmart's very pleasant for me, especially late at night. I guess because I associate it with going there like late at night whenever I'd be hanging out with my cousins or like my friends or something, and it's a fun time. This story's called Woman Mistakes 13-Year-Old Me for Store Employee. First post, and I'm on mobile. Please be gentle. Before we get started, here's a little bit of background. Me, as a 13-year-old, was 5'6", 150 pounds, and paranoid and spry as flippity-doo-dah. My favorite clothes at the time were a red polo and black jeans. Though that isn't the store's actual uniform, it's close enough for you to be able to tell where this is going. Also, though I was a male, I was the height of a relatively average female, and had the voice, skin, and hair of one when looked at from the back. So I got mistaken for a young female adult a lot. Another note, I was in the store with my little sister, much older brother, and mom. My stepdad was at work. Here's the cast. There's me, absolute trash heap Karen, bro, sis, mother. One Thursday, in little me's opinion, the worst day of the week, Ma had decided to take me and siblings shopping. It was, as you might have guessed, at the store with red circles inside one another. This particular Thursday had been the host of quite a few insufferable instances in school, therefore resulting in a lot of pent-up aggression. At the Red Circle store, Ma trusted me to walk around the store alone. Yet this time, I had to help Sis find a toy, and then turn her over to Bro to be escorted back to Ma. Only then could I embark on my own endeavors around the store. Me and Sis had arrived at the toy aisle. and she was ecstatic to pick out a toy. Her happiness always has a habit of melting my heart. We find a toy, and she scurries happily to Bro a few aisles down. This is when it happens. Karen, having heard me help Sis before she entered the aisle, assumed that I was some young woman helping customers around the store. As I was leaving the aisle, Karen snaps her fingers rather violently. "Yo, girl, come here now!" I didn't even know that she was talking to me, but all my aggression came flooding back at the prospect of this old hag ruining someone's day. I freeze but don't turn around. Karen, now raising her voice and snapping more, "Are you deaf or something? Come here this instant!" Now, at the time, I had 30% hearing loss combined with tinnitus, so that was a very sore subject. Filled with rage, I still don't turn around. I hear her footsteps coming towards me and feel super badass as I took a step forward just in time to avoid her grabbing me. Feeling like Sans? You talking to me? She sounds like a full-fledged hag now. "Who else? Now get over here!" She grabs me, and this time I don't avoid it. She pulls and I stagger a bit. 1. If you want service, you should avoid talking to any other human being as if their gum stuck to your shoe. 2. Never put your hand on people. 3. I don't fornication under consent of the king work here! Now, little 13-year-old me knew all the swear words he needed, but had neglected to use them until now. Karen shouting back at me, "How dare you speak that way to a loyal paying customer? I demand your supervisor!" You can go get any supervisor in this whole goddamn country before I give a crap! How at the top of my lungs. Don't freaking interrupt me! I turn around. You want help? Maybe stop being such a schlong so less people quit jobs like this on account of douchebags like you. Ma'am, I am a 13-year-old boy who is helping his sister pick out a toy. Now, why don't you stop making everyone's life a living hell and get out of my sight? She took a good look at me, let go, and scrambled. I felt like I was the most badass kid in the city. Bro, who could hear the whole thing, turned the corner, absolutely gaping at what I had just said. After a moment of shock, he was over the moon. I couldn't get over it for about 2 days, and I never saw that woman again. Ma heard none of it from across the store, and Sis was distracted with her new toy. I got several stares, but it was so worth it. Also, it didn't help Karen that I had been scrolling through Reddit, subs similar to these, the night prior. I don't regret it in the slightest, even though it was a bit of an extreme reaction. Okay, honestly, if someone grabs you, they forfeit their right to politeness, although, in my opinion, you should be polite for as long as you possibly can. But then again, you don't really owe anyone anything if they're putting their hands on you, other than a piece of your mind, am I right? And that's it. Don't get physical, unless it's to defend yourself and you feel genuinely threatened. In which case, yeah, go ham, but not too hard, because, you don't want to injure yourself in the effort, and you don't want to go too far. But then again, you got to give yourself enough time to get away from the situation. But then again, are you ready for the consequences of killing another man or woman? Hell, even a chimpanzee, don't ask me how that might come up. But yeah, I sure wasn't ready. I'm sorry, Bubbles. Joe Rogan said you'd rip my face off like it was nothing. Alright, this story's called Lady Found My Home Number in a Leaflet. This happened about a week ago, and I am still royally miffed about it. I hope, even though it happened over the phone, it will still fit into the sub. So I was sitting and watching the telly when my home phone rings, and expecting other calls that day, I answer. It is a woman with a very heavy foreign accent. I wouldn't want to say where from, but it made her very difficult to understand. I shall be me, and she shall be rude lady. Hello? Yes, hello? I was just calling about blah 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 that you were offering at this time. Pardon? I can't quite hear you.
I said very clearly that I was calling about this offer. I see you are advertising about the installation of the insulations.
She said very drawn out and slow. I'm sorry, the what?
I said, stupid idiot, the offer that you are advertising on insulations that you are doing.
I'm really sorry, but I think you must have the wrong number. You've called my house phone.
No, you stupid person. I have called correctly from your advertisement on a leaflet.
Look, don't you dare call me stupid when you have clearly misdialed the bloody number. I am telling you, woman, you have called my home, my personal house phone. I am not a business.
I will call you stupid, as you are clearly a stupid who has no idea how to run a business. I am telling you, stupid idiot, that I have called the right number. Now, do you help me with this, or do I get you fired for being too stupid?
Right. I will ask you once again before I hang up. Read out the number on the leaflet. Go on, tell me the number and it will prove that you have misdialed.
Fine. Listen closely, stupid person. It is...
Gives my home number.
Do you see? Let me read it again.
She reads it slowly and clearly, and again it is my home number.
Now do you see, stupid person? You see I'm right?
Look, I don't know what to say here. That is the number for my personal house phone. I don't know where you got the leaflet, but it must have the wrong number on it. I can't help you. I'm gonna hang up now. I hang up, really angry at how rude she was and hoping that she had gotten the hint. I was wrong. The phone rings again and I answer, immediately recognizing her voice. Hello?
Hello, yes? I'm calling about the offer that you are...
Look, lady, you have called my personal number again. I don't know why my number is on a leaflet, but I am not the person you need to call. This is a...
I have just had it with you. I called correctly the right number on your leaflet, and I am sick of talking to so stupid and want to talk to your supervisor right now, and I shall have you fired for being an idiotic, stupid little
slur.
Do you understand?
That is it! I have had it!
If you are too thick to get that you aren't calling a freaking business, then I shall keep hanging up on you. Now, get the hint and step off, you nasty twat. I hang up before she can get another word in, but the phone rings again immediately. I am shaking in anger at this point. Hello?
That is it. You give me the number of a supervisor right now. I will not be spoken to this way by...
Don't you dare call me another word. Not another word. I'm sorry, but you can't have the right number. Read it out again. She tries to rant at me, but I tell her to shut up and read the number. She gives the number, but this time, one number is different. Wait, hold on. That number is different now. Read it again. Same as before. One number different to mine. I don't believe it! You did call the wrong number! That one you read out is one number different to my house phone! You have misdialed!
I have called it correctly! I have the number on my telephone right now, you stupid person! I can see that it is my number, and on the leaflet it is
correct number.
So... Oh, wait. Oh.
Did you realize you made a mistake, stupid person?
Goodbye.
She hung up, hopefully embarrassed and stupid. Feeling embarrassed and stupid. I feel embarrassed, but not stupid. Actually, I'm never embarrassed. Man, I Don't Work Here Lady is really good today. Usually it's the same old stuff as I've said on the first story, but I don't know. Just this episode, I really especially enjoyed making. So thank you, Kinsugi Skunk, C. Logan K64, and Pokey 1984, because you guys all posted really good stories today. Good job. Or not today, but they were read today. But not today as in the day you're probably watching this or the day it was posted, because I'm recording this one the day before, but you get what I'm saying. But hey, I don't always record the day before. I sometimes record days or weeks in advance. You never know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.